Hello and welcome to Andertons TV.
I'm John.
I'm Ben.
And this sounds like Deftones. So, let's find the rigs. I am on bass today. So I am Chi, rest in peace, Sergio, and Fred. Three bassists in one today. I'm going to try and amalgamate them all into one. So, you are?
I'm Steph.
Steph Carpenter, the one and only.
The myth, the legend. And he's an absolute legend, let's be honest.
He is. Yeah, he kind of literally made new metal, really. So,
Tone for days.
I am using, in mine, nice simple rig, really. I mean, Deftones, most of the guitar stuff is known more than the bass. Let's be real. My bass tone is just supposed to be big, fat, and low down. So, I'm going to use P-style bass. So I need to go this way. There are people in here. Is that all right?
Go and fetch it.
Phones and provide Wi-Fi and chairs.
Look at the finish on it. This is not a very Deftonesy finish.
I don't know.
Well,
I think nowadays,
modern Deftones.
I'd rock Deftones.
Look at that.
Come on.
Fender Player 2, sparkly P-bass. Beautiful. P-bass, very matter of fact. Tone, volume, 2 pickups.
And play it.
Yeah. So that's my guitar sort of bass sorted. My rig also has Ampeg. So I'm looking for a rocket combo. Where did I see that? Over there. There it is. Amazingly light. It looks like it won't be, but it is. As I said, all I need is kind of a matter-of-fact bass tone.
Yeah.
We've got clean, we have a grit knob. That's what I'm going to be using. I don't think it has a compressor on it, which is a shame, but I'll just play evenly.
Yeah. John's good at what he does, so he's just good. Just be John.
I'll try this and that, and I'm good to go. Over to you, Steph.
So, this made me want to pull my moustache hairs out one by one, trying to get my rig sorted for this. Obviously, Steph's used ESP for years, but has also got an artist deal or whatever, but he's working with Kiesel a lot now. And the headless thing is really in at Anderton. So I've kind of wanted to go, it's a dog.
Oh, the dog.
It's a dog.
That's
So
all
I
right.
wanted to go down the headless route. I haven't got budget for Strandberg. I'm going to go 7 as opposed to 8 string, but there be method in my many madnesses. I've got my headless sire up here, which I believe is about 649, and it is in this wonderful, I mean, to me this looks almost like a British racing green.
Yeah, British
colour.
Racing metallic green, yeah.
Multi-scale as well, so this is giving me big modern Deftones vibes.
Yeah,
I'm
I
going to
agree.
be playing sort of odd bits off the new album for this anyway, so that's going to be my weapon of choice.
Decent.
Amp-wise, didn't want to go necessarily down the multi-effects route. He's obviously used so much over the years here.
Yeah.
He's now gone back to using amps because he said digital was literally just causing him nothing but... well, he's got like a hybrid rig. I think he's using the Helix and the Fractals in there as his rig's massive. Using Bogner in the rig at the minute, but I've obviously only got £1,500 for this, so I'm thinking probably going to make the most of the UA effects sort of amp pedals, if you will.
Of which there are many of them.
Yeah, so you've got things like, obviously the Lion, which covers the Marshall thing, but it's a bit more old school Marshall.
Yeah.
They do the Anti as well, which is a bit more of a 51-55, but I'm going to go with the Knuckles, which is
Dual
dual
rec.
Great clean on it as well, which, you know, things like Rosemary and
Sex tape
and all that stuff. Crystal clean sound for that. I'm going to go Knuckles, definitely for my amp. Obviously, I can take a straight feed out into the PA for that. I have also factored in budget-wise to get an FRFR. In terms of my budget, I've factored in the Vailton FR10. Probably not going to use it in the video because there's no point because we're not miking up an FR, but as part of the £1,500 budget, you could use that Vailton there as well if you wanted. Second thing, obviously I'm only using a 7-string and he's got a complete arsenal of guitars with different tunings.
Right, yeah.
They use E a lot, obviously, like C sharp, F. Yeah, he uses 8s and he's got a couple of 7s in there. So I'm going to make the most of our good friend, as we've used on many videos, the Digitech Drop, and helping us just nail any of the tunings we need, whether we need to go down to E or whatever. So it's about £130. And then the only other 2 things I really need is a nice expansive reverb at a good price and a nice delay. I'm going to use TC Profit because I just need crystal clear digital repeats. Don't need to cost an arm and a leg whatsoever.
Nice simple pedal.
So I think we've used it in a video too before, but it is a great digital delay pedal in my opinion. Reverb wise, something that's got a variety of sounds. So I'm going to head over to our, let's call it the more budget friendly section. Don't think we've actually used this in a video before, but the Vailton Coral Verb is piquing an interest. It's got loads of different stuff like shimmers and plates and modulation. So I think it's about, again, 60 odd pounds. So I'm going to take a punt on it because if it's got a lot on there,
It's got a lot on it.
It's going to sound decent on at least one of them.
Well, the Velton digital stuff does sound good.
Yeah.
Digital.
So I think mine's coming in
Good point.
with the FRFR. If you were to do, because again, a lot of people aren't taking a front house feed, so you want some sort of sound, 1,488. So that is literally just shy of that £1,500 price point, which is quality.
So right now, mine would come to under 1,500 quid.
Nice.
Because of the sale, shout out.
Yeah.
But now it's £1,547. And you're just going to have to live with that.
Yeah, the £47, just live with it. And with that, we're going to go to the video room and see if we can sound like Deftones. We are back in the video room and we've got our rigs sort of here and here. Before we get started, there has been a slight change to my rig. So I was going to go with the Digitech drop initially, but then had a bit of a brainwave where I went, I'm going to need to go up for some of the tunings. So, and unfortunately the drop doesn't do that. So I have substituted my Velton FRFR to give me more budget to get the new Boss XS1 because that has pitch shifting up capabilities as well, which with a 7-string with a trem, I'm not going to spend any more time tuning.
And you're not going to put a cap on it either. So.
Exactly. Yeah. So one of those things where, again, I think budget-wise, they're only about £70 difference. So you could, if you're in and around the £1,500 budget, you know, you'd only be stretching over by like 50 quid from what I initially had. So just one small change that I've made to the rig. But other than that, everything is as it should be. So I suppose we'll talk about my rig whilst we're here. So the way I've got it set up, obviously heading into the pitch shifter first, then the delay, reverb, and the knuckles by UAFX. And I've got 2 tones set up. So I've got a pretty dry, clean sound. So pretty sparkly using the split options there. And then the meat and potatoes is obviously just like a really, I mean, his tone isn't particularly bright either. And I'm not using like the red channel on it. It won't show it there, but that is set to the orange one as well. And we've got the pitch shifter doing most of the work. I mean, a lot of the stuff is droppy, so like the infinite source was. So that's doing a lot of the legwork there. It's meant to sound, I mean, if you listen to his latest rig right now, it's a sludgy, low tune, droppy tone.
8-string thing, yeah.
Exactly. So then you can add things in like the delay and the reverb with the pitch going up for like the sex tape intro. Which isn't too far off, to be fair.
It's pretty close.
Obviously, like crunch it up for, is it Entombed? Obviously, you might want a little bit of grit on that, and you can tweak that within the parameters as well. I'm not just because I've got a pretty hard noise gate set up on the gain channel, but that's all there really is to my rig. Obviously, he's got way more effects used, so you could get something, if budget permits, like a HX Stomp and go to town. And I think he uses a lot of the effects from the Helix to get most of his sort of effects live anyway, at least from the latest rig rundown. So I think with a £1,500 budget, it's not too far off, to be fair. a look at the bass rig, the very complex rig that you've got.
Absolutely. In the bass corner, we have the heart of the sound. Really, is this Ampeg, the Rocket bass. So I've dialed it in relatively middle of the road, but with a bit more aggression. So there's a very handy grit dial on here, which takes it from something like this, something relatively clean, all the way to, which in the room sounds pretty good. I think you're going DI in this.
Yeah.
So you're hearing the DI version, which is going to sound different, but in the room, it sounds really, really fat. For such a light amp as well, it's quite impressive. So I had that somewhere around midday. There's loads of other features. I didn't do any of these, but there is an ultra low, so without. That just scoops it. Ultra high. Or whatever it is, not in this tuning. And then you've got 3-band EQ, so let's just do this mega quick. So much low end. Mids I've had cranked just for note definition because some of it is so low. Like what was Swerve City in B? It helps to have the mids,
It
or else
really
it's
does.
just a bit.
Yeah.
Which is fine for some, if you're a corn bassist or something. But then treble, nice and clacky. And the P bass, like obviously, this is a very simple rig. I could have saved more money on the instrument, but I think this is such a good sounding bass. I mean, P basses just have a sound, but Fender P bass, man, it just works.
It's important, like when you tune that low, like a lot of the stuff that I was doing is in E.
Yeah.
You need something that is going to cut through, and to be fair, like I think the bass is such an underrated part of music like that, where, to be honest with you, the guitar, it's all like a freaking, everything has to glue together.
Yeah, the bass does glue everything.
Yeah.
One thing I would say about my rig, if maybe I was realising how many tunings would be in, I might have saved money on the bass and got a Boss XS1.
Yeah.
Just like you did, just for the tuning stuff. Because otherwise, you know, you've got to tune it with a low string, and this isn't the best gauge for drop B. But that's the only thing I change. I just have a bit more pitch flexibility, but to be honest, this bass is so much fun, and it's just, the finish is so good, I don't care.
Yeah. It looks like, not sounds like.
Yeah, and it's also limited edition, I'm pretty sure. Fender Special Edition, so I'm a sucker for something like that.
Exactly.
But if we did the wrong choices, let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
Boost the algorithm.
Yeah. It is an algorithm at this point.
Give it your angriest comment for the algorithm. And yeah, let us know what you would have picked.
Let us know in our personal DMs how much we suck.
Do your worst. But yeah, like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.
All the gear is also in the description, as well as you can go check it out on the Andertons website.
Yeah.
I know we've got the headless model. They do a black version as well, but I thought, seeing as Steph has been sporting some pretty tasty looking key saws, I will go for something that isn't just going to be black and boring, and I quite like it.
It's cool.
Thank you so much for watching.
See you in the next one.